Welcome to the unique world of doing dyslexia differently, where we unravel the many facets of dyslexia in small, digestible bites, challenge stereotypes, and create a brighter future for our children. We'll focus on fostering your child's mindset, confidence, and self-esteem so they can reach their full potential in and out of the classroom. Let's challenge the status quo, break down the barriers, and unravel the spectrum of possibilities. I'm your host, Bernadette Haig, and together we can do dyslexia differently. Let's get started. Hello and welcome to the Doing Dyslexia Differently podcast. I'm so happy you're here and I really hope that you're able to take something away from today's episode that may help you and your child. Today I really wanted to jump on and talk about the label of dyslexia. I recently heard someone within the community that had basically asked whether getting a diagnosis was needed because they were worried about their child being labelled. I think this is a really interesting and important conversation to have because the reality is, for me, my belief is, I should say, that having a diagnosis is empowering your child. Not only will they get the support that they need, they're also able to access better strategies for their learning style. For someone that went through their whole childhood as undiagnosed, when I received that diagnosis well into my adult years, the relief that I felt that I was in fact different, but I wasn't dumb, I wasn't stupid, I wasn't lazy or slow. And they were all labels that I had given myself because I didn't have the dyslexia diagnosis, or in this context, the dyslexia label. So I think it's just really important to consider if that's something that's kind of going through your mind as a parent, is maybe you don't want that label for them, but what are they already labeling themselves? And I can guarantee you it's not going to be kind. So it's a big point of consideration. I also think there is conversations, particularly these days, about using the term dyslexic versus a person with dyslexia. And I've spoken about this before. I personally refer to myself as being dyslexic. I'm very proud to be dyslexic. And that really comes from the fact that I struggled so much through my child years without a diagnosis and without getting the appropriate support and help that I needed. But that's a personal choice. I always try to refer to anyone that I'm speaking to or with as a person with dyslexia, and in particular my son. He, however, over the years has just come to call himself dyslexic as well. I don't believe that that's out of the idea that he thinks it's who he is or all of who he is. It's part of who he is. It's just part of the way that his brain works. He's quite empowered by the diagnosis, as well as dysgraphia and dyscalculia and ADHD. They're all just elements that make up who he is. It's not the whole person. So I think it's just really short and sweet, just to consider that the label of dyslexia, there is a lot of stereotypes and stigmas and misinformation in society about what dyslexia means. So if you are really challenged by this, I encourage you to go a little bit deeper into your understanding of what the dyslexic difference is, the difference in the brain, the left side, the right side, why reading, writing, spelling, memory recall can be a challenge for people with dyslexia. The greater the understanding you have of those things, the more you can start to dismiss those myths and stereotypes and stigmas for yourself, which is only ever going to help your child and their confidence going out into the world and understanding what their difference is and how they can use it to their advantage. And I know that that's really hard to see for so many parents, particularly early in the journey, but the time will come where they are capable, confident readers, writers, spellers, whatever it may be, but their absolute strengths will start to shine, and you will look back on these days probably with not much fondness, but with an appreciation for how you got there together. So that's all I wanted to say today, just about the label. I think it's really important just to consider that maybe a diagnosis is exactly what they need so that they're not labeling themselves in an unkind manner. I hope this helps. And as always, if you have any questions or you want to reach out with some feedback, you can contact me via social media or via email. And don't forget to join our community, the weekly one. I'd love to have you in there too. I look forward to connecting again soon. Thanks for listening. I hope you were able to take something away from this episode that will help both you and your child. If so, please be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with new episodes and jump over to daringdyslexic.com.au to join my free community, where each week I send you one practical action you can take to shift the dial on your child's confidence, self-esteem and mindset. It's 100% free and 100% actionable. That's all for now. I look forward to connecting again soon.